Vacuuming.
This meeting is being recorded.
Oh, recording in progress. All right. Happy March Madness. It's March 6th. March Madness. I'm feeling a little March Madness with my outfit on here today. I had to wear color today. Truth be told, I am totally sleep deprived. I feel like I'm halfway drunk. So I just been off my sleep game. My sleep ball has dropped, and I am, like you said, Betty, I'm less than awesome at that habit of health right now.
Yes, good. We'll work it out. We'll work it out.
Here, but I'm less than awesome over there. That's a good way to look at it. We're in varying degrees of awesomeness going on. So anyways, I had to have some color today, so I had to just find.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, so, and my hat always helps me feel like I'm on an adventure. So I love this. I love this hat. I feel like I'm in Ecuador. I miss Ecuador terribly. I would love to go back. Let's all go next time.
Yeah, let's go.
Right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Today, so ironically enough, I feel mad, and we're talking about March Madness because it's March Madness month, and then Monday was ending ending madness, and mental madness. And Dr. Anderson yesterday was about going to the mental gym and really working through integrating your life and your healthy habits into that healthy mindset. And that's what those forums are all about. So never miss those, or if you do the recordings, because I mean, it was super powerful. Carrie took 3 pages of notes, which I haven't even read through yet. And she does phenomenal notes. So if you want to upload those or send them to the people here that showed up via email, she took amazing notes.
Oh, wonderful.
So hopefully she'll be able to share with us today. So everyone has the crazies going on in their lives, right?
Yes.
In some way, shape, or form. Raise your hand if you have some craziness going on in some way, shape, or form. Okay. We all. Yay, Mary G's on. She's probably on her walk over her lunch break. Andrea's on. Yay, welcome.
Oh, good.
Our energy bus, our peeps are here. I love learning and growing with you, living the life of your dreams. We're all on the Live It Land bus. So everybody take your deep breaths. Let it all the way out. Deep breaths in. Let it all the way out. The video link I sent in the chat, you guys make sure to watch it. It is profound. The neuroscientists talking about the power of that in and out, that long breath takes Dr. Anderson's breathing page 118 to the whole next level. It's so critical we learn how to breathe. And then, of course, as we know, making sure to be, hug yourself, right? Making sure we do our self hugs. Calm down, stay centered and grounded at all times. So, Betty, we're going to talk about that, because likely when we get into compulsive anything, it just means that our nervous system is on high alert, and we need to breathe and calm it down. Okay. So that's what I have learned. So while you guys are breathing and giving yourselves a nice self hug to really get yourself grounded, let me share with you chapter 20 of our Energy Bus book. Chapter 20. George takes control of his bus. And that is a great chapter, because guess what? Taking control of your bus, taking the wheel of your bus, what that means? Taking your power back, right? Setting boundaries, saying no. Saying yes to things that need to be said yes to, but saying no to things that don't, and making sure that we are owning our self-health and lives first, because we can't pour from an empty cup.
Every no that doesn't serve you is a yes to yourself.
Yes, every no that doesn't.
I like that.
That is great, Carrie. I talked to
say it again.
Every no that doesn't serve you is a yes to yourself. full body yes.
Ooh, that's what Dr. A said yesterday. The full body yes.
To yourself.
The full, is your body saying yes, or is it saying no? Woo, Carrie, that was good.
Love
Taking
that.
control, take control. You are driving your bus.
Okay,
what-
one more time. I got the first half of the sentence. I finally found a pen.
Okay, yeah. So every no to something that doesn't serve you is a yes to yourself.
Thank
Love
you.
it.
And you'll know when it's a full body yes.
Love it. Love it. I think I accidentally used that yesterday because
Accidentally.
I got it. Yeah,
I accidentally said something right.
I did accidentally say it. I did. I think I did that. I was in the moment. I got invited to do, oh, there's a hockey game for my nephew and it's the last minute. We're all going and whatever. And in my head, I was like, okay, I'm going, I'm going to make it happen. It's going to, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, and then when it came right down to it, my body was like, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my head was all like, yes, I can make it happen. I can do it, figure it out. And my body was like, yeah, no. And I just went with it. And I just went, I just gotta say no. I just know something bad's gonna happen, right? Facebook went down yesterday. I tried to change my password 3 times. I ended myself up in a huge mess thinking
You took it too personally, but yeah.
Thinking it was just me, right? And I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna catch these hackers. I'm gonna get this password changed faster than they can, right? And I was all like,
and it was the whole world.
And it wasn't. Oh, I created this whole mess, just getting my amygdala all fired up about, what, catching these crooks up the pass, So anyway, it kind of destroyed my whole day in terms of, but here's my win and then I'll shut up. But my win of yesterday was that I actually, while I definitely should have maybe researched the global, if it were, I would have done a few things differently. But what I did do, guys, was I took time to breathe, stay calm. Okay, we're dealing with this. And I'm going to just, and I very calmly did what I thought I needed to do at the time. And I knew that now my schedule is all off. My day's all off. Everything is off. Everything is all right. Cause nothing is going as planned. But
yeah.
I won the day because I really felt like I really was in my control of my mental faculties. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in the past, I would have been like, I would have just been reactive, upset, crying, mad. It would have, you know what I'm saying? Technology, stuff like that used to just throw me over the edge. And now I would notice like it was completely polar how I handled the whole thing. So I'm yay to me. That was my win. That was my win. Round of applause to me. I really felt.
Absolutely. And that's actually exactly what Dr. A said with one of the guests yesterday. It's like, she still kind of went off, but she was aware that she was going off and knew why. And then you can do the, I don't remember what are the 4 questions. What happened? What did you want to happen? What are you going to do different? Then you can actually get to the prefrontal cortex to think that. But if you're offline, bloop, 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 bloop. I was totally offline yesterday too, but I was actually happy about Facebook and Instagram. I was like, go karma.
Well, I was in the middle of a video meeting and it went down and I thought for sure I was getting hacked. But anyways, it's okay. But anyway, that really, I felt like, wow, that was testimonial to all the work I've done with my emotional resiliency, because there's no way I would have handled the day that way. Now,
but that's what sends us into emotional reacting, emotional eating, and whatever the situation is, it's the same thing going on back here instead of up here.
Yep. To Betty's point, then, and Carrie, what you're saying is like, then I was aware that I'm in trouble now because I know I'm activated. I know I'm reactive, right? I could be reactive and I'm tired. So yesterday I was tired. today because I wasn't sleeping well. Last night I didn't sleep well because I'm off my sleep ritual. And so today I literally was praying and having like, okay, okay, God, you know what? I need help. I need protection because I'm at risk for compulsivity of every kind right now.
Yeah.
Sugar, eating, overgiving, overdoing, overworking, you name it, I can overdo it. And when I'm tired, when I'm when I'm offline and my mental faculties are like this, when I'm calm, we're like this, then we can do. So Betty, let's figure out what got you offline and how can you get back to, how
Yeah.
can you get back? What's happening there?
I'm really not quite sure. I think what has happened is that I got to a point and I'm just happy there. I got the 70 pounds off. I feel good. I look good. All that. And I think what it is just that voice. I was aware of it talking with Dr. Michelle yesterday. All of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, there's, the devil sits behind you and they tell the devil to get behind you. And I said, yeah, but he's back there saying, hey, you look pretty good from back here too, honey. You can smoke again. You can eat again. You can drink again. You can, and I think that's what it was. But realizing it is what you have to know. What is the trigger? And that seems to be it. It's like, okay, I made the new goals, but I have to stick with them. I have with the walking and I got out. I've been reviewing. Pardon?
You're hitting your 3,000 steps a day. That's awesome.
Yes, got the 3,000 steps since I reported last week. I have that every day. Also, what I did, and this morning I got out remember the first week you write cards, and the first few weeks you're writing these cards, got my index cards out, reading them. And it's like, wow, oh, this is really good. I should remember this, that were there. And I just needed to review them. And I've been going back and reviewing the book, the life book and my notes from before. And it's like, oh yeah, going back over the notes. And it's like, but this isn't happening anymore. But if you say, I'm okay now and I can stuff, the knees are going to come back, these joints, the fat, the everything. I'm wearing this blouse. I'll show you this blouse. I wore it to see Dr. Michelle yesterday, and I'm wearing it today. It's one of my last blouses that I'm hoping to get down to. And so I dug it out yesterday, and I thought, it's a little tight. It's uncomfortable. And I thought, you're going to wear it so you remember those other 50 blouses in there that were too tight and were uncomfortable, and they look good on you now. You've getting compliments on them. So I'm wearing a too tight blouse today just to remind me.
Yeah.
But you're wearing it. Yay,
Yes.
It looks
Betty.
great.
Yes, it's there. So that to say, okay, Betty, you don't like blouses. It's a little bit tight here.
But a little bit.
Next week it could be loose, or next week it can be tighter.
Yeah, but
Your
you could actually get the thing on, which is a huge win, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you know what, guys? I highly recommend wearing pants with zippers and buttons for that reason. Because if you have to wear those and those shorts that are just a little bit, too tight, those pants that are just a little bit uncomfortable, boy, is that a good reminder, right?
Yeah. When you lay on the bed, remember the old lay on the bed and try to sit.
Yep.
Fall into your jeans.
It's a good reminder. Never get stuck in comfy clothes for too terribly long because you get completely out of touch with reality.
Yeah. Yes. And get rid of those old ones. Shoo them out. Get rid of them.
So Betty, let's go back to quick. What happened that caused what's triggering you to?
I wasn't sure. I just think that all of a sudden that I was just thinking, oh, you're looking pretty good. You're doing pretty good. You're doing real well. And I just think it was that where from June until about a couple weeks ago, I wasn't feeling that. I was just feeling, oh, good, energetic to keep going ahead. And I think all of a sudden you just sort of get cocky. Yeah,
Mhm.
just knock it off. Knock it
Mhm.
off, you know? You don't need to be thinking you're really good. It's just like, yes, you are
So,
good.
so
Keep
raise your hand
talking
if
good
that's
and
happened
keep
to you.
looking.
Have you hit a goal and you feel really good about it, and then you start hearing the voices in your head? Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Am I the only one? I can't see anyone's hand, so I don't
no,
know.
it's a thing.
All our
Everybody,
hands are up, Betty.
yeah,
All of us.
everybody's,
Okay,
all
good.
been there.
yep, everybody's hands are up, Betty. So it's a thing,
Okay,
and it's part of it's a cycle that we all go through, and where is my
good.
screen share? It's something everyone goes through. And so because we haven't completely rewritten, we have not completely rewritten our old messages in there. So
Yeah.
now it's time to hit the journal. What is the voice saying? What is the emotion? Hit element 23 real
Yeah.
hard. Okay. What am I avoiding? What is the feeling? Where is it in my body? How long does it last? Where is it coming from? Was it my mom that said it? Was it my dad that's saying this? Is it,
Oh, yeah.
who put this in here? Where does this come from? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what's at stake? What behaviors are going to align with my goals? What is at stake here? My dignity. Here's, the answer to my question is what's at stake: dignity, self-respect, harmony, and peace. That's what's stake for what's at stake for me, because then I get off and I will, peace, joy, love, dignity, integrity, all that stuff means so much to me. Self-respect. And I know if I
Yeah.
start going down that wrong road, I am going to start feeling really bad. Like, remember, like when you commit to get married and you start going down the adultery road, you know how that feels?
Yeah.
Like these big dark secrets, and you're feeling really nasty, but you're just pretending that it's not happening, right? Not that I've not done it, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The same thing happens when we break that commitment to ourselves. Do you know, you start feeling nasty.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you don't want to feel nasty and wrong and bad behind the closet, then you get back in alignment. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
You get back in alignment and you go back to what's right for you, then you're going to feel good about it. And here's what's happening, Betty, and it happens to everyone. Remember this? I can't remember what page in the life book it is. Page 76. When we
Okay.
have intense conflict-driven motivation, can't remember what element this is. I think it's element 4 or 5. We have intense conflict. You started this, your intensity is high, and they talked about this Monday night on the webinar. If you didn't watch it, Betty, make sure we get you the recordings. And
Okay.
yesterday, the intensity is high and we're doing the thing and it's working. But then when our action goes into action and we hit our goal, see down here, the action reduces your bad feelings. Your action reduces your bad feelings. That's what it says right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. I see it. Yeah.
If you hit your goal, now your bad feelings are gone. Bad feelings are high up here. You got intensity, you got speed, you're doing the thing, but then when you get cocky, when you get down here, when your bad feelings go away and your good feelings come, you have less emotional conflict in this yellow bubble, and then that reduces your bad feelings
To less action.
to less
Yeah.
action. So that's what's happening. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
And all you got to know is it's just a thing. And now that you know it, you can go back to getting yourself in alignment. You can be intensely emotional newly by pulling out all your cards you had at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? You can become intense about a new level.
Yes.
You need to create a new why. You need to dig. We all need to do this, guys. I encourage you all to take the lesson from Betty, dig deeper on your why. Kathy, you need a next level why. She needs a more intensity why. Sandy needs a more intense why. Okay.
Yes.
I need it more. Carrie needs a more intense. We all need a more intense why, because we get to a certain level where we're too comfy and then we have no tension. So element number 3 is that tension. If there's no tension anymore, like the shirt, then the motivation goes away. So
There you go.
wear the jeans and the shirt. There's tension in the structural tension in element 3. So does that make sense? So what you're doing, Betty, is right. Go back to the beginning.
Yes.
Sharpen, figure out how you can get your intensity back up. But remember, consistency trumps intensity. Monday night, they talked about that. Those ladies did a smoking job. Intensity will never trump consistency, ever. Consistency wins the race. Okay? Every day, little small actions, and just create a more intense reason why that's important to you.
You know, this makes sense. And why it does is because last week, what I did was I got busy and I made up some stuff ahead and I put in the freezer and I made stuff ahead. Well, then that means that every night I'm not going, I don't have to do this, this, and this. And so, but then it's there. And so, well, honey, you can just walk by and grab it. So you've made a good point there. I'm better off every night. I fix for the next day what needs to be done or get it out. It's set up to go. I need that. That's my pattern. That's part of my getting ready for beds for sleep.
Mhm.
And I need to do that and not get ahead 3 weeks ahead and then think I can eat it. You go 3 weeks ahead and you eat it in one night. Well, the 3 weeks didn't do you any good.
So what you're talking about is element 2, making sure you go back to the cues that worked for you. When you get
Yes.
waffly on your cues, you didn't set out your, I didn't fill my water bottles, right? Or
Yeah.
I didn't prepare my food, or I didn't have it all on the counter. These were habits that were healthy, that worked for you.
Yes, they did.
We do not abandon healthy habits that work for us, guys. They're in alignment, right? For me, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
At all costs, I have to hang on to my healthy basics. Like you like my air depends on it. Their oxygen.
Yeah.
Because
it does.
right?
It does.
Yeah. So those
Because
things
it
that
does.
work for a reason. So we keep
Can I actually walk you through something, Betty?
Sure.
I was actually on a program last night and it was a situation very much like this. And she talked about the 3 stages of why we don't reach our goals, the 3 layers. And one, at first our mind is spinning, we can't focus, we can't decide, so that's your fight or flight. It's just running around in circles. And then the next layer under that is the scary, mean self-talk. And that's, like you said, get behind me, Satan. But actually take a second right now. And when you have that feeling and you're kind of disconnected from yourself and feeling like giving up on your goal, whose voice is it that's saying you can't do it anymore? Is it your voice? I mean, you could just think it in your head or you can say it out loud. Is it an old teacher, your old gym coach? Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Is it your brother? Is it a voice?
Very good.
Because sometimes we'll do, well, he's sort of like this and well, that's somebody's voice. That's somebody.
Yeah.
And it becomes, we call it the Satan or the conscience on the shoulder.
Yeah.
But just for a second, just think, whose voice is that?
Yeah.
And the other layer is, I'm trying not to feel some things. I don't want to feel what's coming up. They're pushing me into it. I feel pressured. It's too hard. I want to go back to the way I was. I don't want to feel. And that's usually when we go to the food because it's our dopamine hit. It is. And it always has been. So I just want you to if you can just rub your hands together a little bit. I don't know if you like doing the rubbing on the shoulders.
Yeah.
And just say, just think these words, this is really hard. This is actually hard for me. And it's sad that I'm so hard on myself.
Yeah.
This is a no-win situation. I can't win. I've proven that to myself. I'm not a winner. It's sad to be scared for a really long time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give myself time. I'm going to give myself this opportunity. It's harder than me for someone else. Not everybody gets it. This is hard. True. But I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
And that's you telling yourself, I understand. I get it.
And acknowledging their old messages to mostly the little people in our lives, right? And we're carrying around the little humans, right, Carrie?
Yeah. And so just tell yourself, Betty, it's okay. I
It's
get it.
okay.
You know, you
Yeah.
can soothe yourself like you did a child. It's
Mhm.
okay. I get it.
And
It's
one
okay
thing
to.
one thing I really know is if I hear you, that's a trigger word.
There you go.
You did it wrong.
Okay.
If I say I did it wrong, well, I'm in control. I can fix it. But if you did it wrong, all of a sudden you shrink. Oh no. Oh
That's
boy.
actually perfect
Bad
because
me,
that was
you
the
know.
next step. That's what
Yeah.
I was going to walk you through. Now I come in with my hands on my hips and I said,
Yeah.
you can't do this, Betty.
Exactly.
That's in somebody's voice. And see how you got that resistance? It's like, you don't tell me what to do.
I
Mhm.
Get
know.
behind me, Satan.
No.
And that's
Yeah.
good because now you are taking charge. Now you can say, I am okay with this. I can
Yes.
feel.
Yeah.
I have done a lot already.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I am doing this.
And I
I
can
am
fix it. I can
I
fix it.
I'm doing this. This
Mhm.
is me. So
Yes.
just put your hand on your heart and just say that. Just say,
I
I've
am
got it.
doing.
I'm
I
doing
got
this.
it.
I got
Okay.
this.
I
Mhm.
want to do this.
Mhm.
I know how this feels.
Yeah. So very good. Thank you very much. Very,
Good.
very much.
Mhm. Yeah,
Right.
See, and
that's
you just
beautiful,
brought
right?
up that next layer and it's okay.
That's
Yeah.
I
beautiful
got this.
because we all have it. So there's not one person that can't learn from this right here, right now.
Yes.
And so Carrie copied this from the webinar yesterday, being a role model. Who do you admire? Be your own biggest, person you admire. Be who you are and do who you and what you want. Many women don't know who you are, figure out who you are and what you love. Not the little person, not the 20-year-old person, not the teenager, but you now today, right? Be that person and try to do what she would do, as if Dr. Anderson says acting in the future. You admire that person who's your role model, that future self. Who do you admire? You admire her. She's done it. It's okay. Like Carrie was saying.
Mhm. Yeah. And
So
look how far you've already come. Say, Betty, I've got this. Look, I have done this. I know how good it feels.
Yes.
You are the be, do, and have.
Be, do, and have. We can't have it and then try to do it and be it. We have to be it first.
Be
And
it
that's why you
first.
got to feel into it. It's
Mhm.
okay to feel.
And
Okay.
allow when you catch yourself being compulsive, which I do all the time in many ways. I'm like, okay, what is it? What is it? What am I avoiding? What am I not wanting to feel? What's the feeling? There's some sort of stress. There's some sort of fear. There's some sort of, right? There's something going on. Even if it's avoidance, even if it's boredom. Boredom is just your mind shutting down your stress response, right? That's all that
Yeah.
is. So
It's just shocking. I caught myself. I was just stuffing popcorn in my mouth. It's like, stop. Step away.
yep, stop.
Stop. Wait a minute,
What
So
happening?
when you catch yourself, that's the awareness. So
Yeah.
allow yourself to feel. Remember, feelings, emotions last for
Mhm.
like 60 seconds. You got 1 minute, 90 seconds. Just say,
Yeah,
take
but
deep breath.
that 1 minute got a lot of stuff in.
The
90
awareness doesn't kick in right away.
Yeah, no,
But
I
when
know.
you have the awareness, take the minute.
Yeah, when the nickel dropped, and I did, but I was just shocked at myself. I thought, you haven't done this in forever.
It's
I was
That's
okay.
just,
actually a huge win, Betty. It's actually a huge win that you
oh,
even
good.
noticed that you did it.
Oh, I did. It's like,
Yep, like yesterday, I noticed I could have done the XYZ and I would have. Now I noticed, wow, I did it different. So awareness is
yeah,
key. Being in
yeah,
the mental gym, well, this is from brilliant from last night. Being in the mental gym will help us to stay away from all of these old voices in our heads. Okay, oh, this is too hard. I'll never keep it up. But I'm a foodie, but it's Thanksgiving, but I miss my wine. I love this example.
yeah.
This is not sustainable. You can't really do this. You're fine. You look good. You don't need to worry about it anymore. All of these voices. Oh, it's just maddening. Maddening. Makes you crazy, right?
I'm glad you got that screenshot. That was a good one.
Oh, it just all these things in your head. It's my birthday. I need to eat cake. Well, who is saying
Yes.
that? probably the 7-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
But it's my birthday, I'm eating the cake, right? And
Yeah,
it's-
see, each one of these things could be someone else's voice.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I can't relax without my wine. Well, that's a myth too. I mean, it really, anyway, that's another thing. Here's another thing Carrie screenshotted that I love was what's happening that is repetitive. Now, if you start noticing this happens over and over again, I loved us from yesterday. Be as non-judgmental as you can be about to yourself. What is cyclical in my life? What keeps repeating? Journal it. What keeps repeating? What is that? And we got to get to why does that keep repeating? Create more space around it, more awareness around it, and bring change through the awareness. There's the gap between knowing and doing. And that's where we have to do new behaviors, new cues, set up new little structural tension things. This little new behaviors in order to inside the awareness. Does that make sense? So use the structural tension. So anyone, Kathy, did you listen on the leader? Anyone else listen to the leader forum? Carrie, do you want to share some other points you got out of this? That
Yeah, go ahead, Kathy.
beautiful.
Well, I didn't get through the whole thing, and I just started it, so I haven't gotten through much of it.
That's okay. Whatever you got so far.
Yeah, either Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, I was walking when I listened to Monday, and I tried to come back and write down what I got out of that one too.
I
Again,
heard a
just
win there. I was walking and listening to it. Yay,
Yeah.
Kathy. Go, girl.
Yes.
That was the challenge for the day, Kathy.
that's the
Yes,
one for
it
today, I
was.
think. But I listen to or podcasts every time I walk usually.
Good.
I just like, again, they talked about too, no negative talk, stay out of the drama triangle, focus on your dreams. I remember that. And a healthy life, that's what we all want. We can achieve it.
Mhm.
And then one of them talked to you again about, when you are having kind of a bad time of it, just stop and think and do your gratitude journal. And that's helpful too.
Mhm. Mhm. I appreciated them highlighting this madness thing here, as well as I loved this, the trouble spots.
Yes.
Recalibrate and create a new healthy habit to set you up for success. Recalibrate. That's what we're doing, buddy. Recalibrate.
I like that. Yes.
Create a
You
new
get to
habit.
reset and restart every day, every hour, every
Recalibrate.
minute.
Just bring it on back, dial it on in. I do great all day. I lose it at 3 to 5, and then my evening falls apart.
Mhm.
There's always donuts and cookies in the lunchroom at work. I do great all week and get off track on the weekends. I want to have a glass of wine at night. I go out with friends. I'm a lot. I'm very social. These are all things that we've experienced, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm.
And it's so good. You can go through, like, walk through the office. I can walk through that. I can say no to the cookies and the this and whatever's there when you're alone at night. Then is that when you can say no to it, that I don't need to get up and walk down and find it.
That's
I
what
like
we-
what Kathy said. I'm going to try and do that. Do some walking, just in the house, walk in the house, but listen to some of these podcasts, saying, sit and listen as I walk. And
Yeah.
and I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that
Mhm.
because
That's
that
what-
will get me walking more and listening more. So
Mhm. That's what
Right.
And
Barbara
that's
does.
really going to help you in the moment. Like Kathy said, you come back and maybe I get a couple notes, but you got it. You're
Yes.
reinforcing it with a good habit, and that's the habit stacking.
Mhm.
and I can always go back and walk and listen to it again. Oh, what a-
Right.
The beauty of recordings.
yeah.
I sent out a graphic today called habit stacking, like Carrie was mentioning too. I should put it in here, but right, create a new habit, connect one that something you already always do, and connect the new one right to it. When I do this, I'll have my coffee every morning. Now I'm also going to read one paragraph of my life book, right? So you're going to add it to something you're already always doing that's working.
Yeah.
Add to what's working. Come up with different solutions. Like this is saying, go for a walk instead, listen to a podcast, have gum in the car that lady talked about. There's some really great examples. That sort of thing. Andrea, you're shaking your head a lot. What were you thinking?
Let me see.
You're
yeah.
You're
you're
open. Go ahead, Andrea.
you're agreeing with something.
So y'all were saying so many things, which touched my heart. Yes, I did listen to podcasts. Maybe the last half an hour last Monday was really good. And I said, well, I need to listen to this more, because I didn't realize how the women were this like everyday life. They're telling you what you could do part of your life, and they're using their own life, family, or how they interwoven their healthy eating, and I just loved it. I didn't realize how much I was missing. That was the first time I really listened to it.
Oh.
Okay, that's the thing. And then the second thing was what this one of our, I can't see the names on here, but she was just talking about how she felt a little she might fall back a little bit, and you were saying sometimes Carrie was saying there's a voice in your head that may be trying to tell you to go back to your bad habits, or making you feel bad, that little voice in your mind. And you said you have to fight that voice. And as soon as she said it, I thought about a voice in my head that's saying this. Now, mind you, for the last 2 months, I've been exercising every day. I lost about 14 pounds. I came down to 9 inches on my hips, waist, and thighs, and my arms. So I've really been working hard.
Good.
I have not, even though you haven't seen me, I've been really working hard. But these last week and a half, I started feeling really like something is fighting me not to keep going. I'm feeling like, that's strange to get up and go get up and go and exercise in the morning. And that voice is in my head, and I know whose that voice is, and it hurts me because it stopped me for many years, because I keep hearing that person's voice. They say it with envy, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it for that reason. In my heart, I keep saying that, so I can hear that voice, and it's slowing me down. It's pulling energy of positiveness for me to keep going. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't.
I don't want to put the weight back on. I don't want to put the inches back on. I gotta lose this weight. I gotta come down. And it's coming back. And I'm like, how do you fight it, Andrea? You have to fight it. So by you, Carrie, saying that, Sandra, saying that there's a voice that says that you gotta fight. You need the tools to fight it so that you can keep going. And so I'm so glad I came today and listened, because
I'm so glad you came today, Andrea.
I need it.
Just put your hand on your heart, Andrea, and say, I feel so good right now. I'm so glad I came.
I'm so glad I came.
And I have the tools. I have the tools. And I am doing this.
I am doing
And when you hear that voice,
I am doing this.
And sometimes you have to feel to heal. Was the other thing. Take your minute.
Feel to heal.
You feel it. It's okay to feel. But know how you felt then, and you know how your future self.
Yeah.
Because right now, who you are was your future self last month, last week. You are making progress. You are doing this. And so you just say, I got this.
Yep.
I'm okay. I hear that voice. Thank you, voice, for letting me know. But I'm on my path.
Dr. Anderson talked about, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Dr. Anderson talked about the power of journaling. You guys write out what the voice is saying.
Oh,
And
okay.
see it on paper.
Because as soon as you give it a voice, you put it on the paper or whatever, you validated it, and now it has no power over you.
Yeah. You acknowledge it, you're aware of it, you write it out in painful detail. Get it all out.
And if it's really evil and negative, chew it up and spit it out and burn it or whatever, but be done with it, but get it out.
Write it and burn it. Yeah. Write it and burn it.
I mean, some things merit that, not everything, but
Yeah, and then you can even, you can even take a big red marker and X through it and write around, whatever, circle around it, do something visual or burn it or whatever you need to do. It really, it's a thing, but
If you
emotions.
want to drop kick it into the ocean, because man, that's what he deserves, then you do that to that crumbled up piece of
Yes.
paper.
Emotions are just emotions. They are not you, right?
No.
And so that's the thing. And Carrie, that was beautiful.
But let it flow. Emotions,
Oh, just let
energy
it go.
in motion. Feel to
Mhm.
heal. And ride the wave. You got your minute, 90 seconds. And
Let
look
her-
at you, you're glowing now, Andrea. You are glowing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Feel better.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Let it rip for 90 seconds. Cry and scream and kick if you wanna. Act like a 2-year-old. Right?
And then that's what it is a lot of times. And you just need to get it out. Sometimes you just shake it out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then you go, who was that? What was that all about? Right?
But
Yeah.
it's gone. It's like when you got the chills, you shiver and you shake and then you're all warmed up again,
Yeah.
ready to go.
You can call me and yell and act and throw, and I'll be very understanding. I'll know exactly where you're
There
coming
you
from.
go.
So did
See, you're not alone.
everyone notice the insight she had about the group? She never
Yes.
really understood what she was missing on the webinars. She
Really?
didn't
Yeah.
understand what she was missing from learning from other people. This is
Yeah.
Real
not me.
people.
This is not me teaching you what to do. This is you learning and growing with me. This
Yeah.
is us learning and growing with each other. This is us committed to being on the right bus and committed to helping each other stay on the right bus, on the right path. As Sharon would say, if she's not here, but she would say, she had an aha moment on our coach training the other day. This is not a program or a plan. It is a path.
It's a pen.
And you choose your path, and you don't detour off of the path. You just stay on the path, fast, slow, ups, downs, potholes or not, you stay on the path. Does that make sense?
That's beautiful.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
it does.
It
This-
does.
This is vertical development. That was Dr. A.
And I was so glad I could just help you for a minute, Betty, and a minute, Andrea, because I tell you what, last night I was a ball of tears in a public place. It was a mess. I'm like, I'm in the public square of town, and my friend had to give me a taxi to get me home, and I live 5 blocks away, but I couldn't make it.
That's all right.
And I came home and showered and napped, and my husband's like, "How are you doing?" And I just burst out crying, and then I cried myself to sleep. It was a day.
What was your
But-
trigger? Do you know what the trigger was?
A lot of things, a lot of stress coming and pressure, like time crunch and everything. But I was hangry. I had had a bar,
Yeah.
but I had walked and walked back, and I'm like, I had enough to get that far, but then I had to go again,
Mhm.
and I didn't eat. And I thought, I have 2 minutes and I have to meet her. And I didn't have time I had my food in the pan, but I didn't have time to eat it. And that was really bad trigger. And we just lost Amy. So that's fun. Now what do you want to talk about? But that was definitely, I saw it coming on, and I'm like, how do I get out of here? But once a panic attack starts, it was
Yeah.
bad.
It's like a
But-
train.
But it was the awareness started, like you said, Betty. And then it was really nice that I actually had a friend there to help me through it. But that's what all these learning moments are.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And she's like,
I never
feel
heard.
that way sometimes too.
No.
Yeah. On Sunday I filled in for her because she couldn't handle it. So yesterday she had to fill in for me because I'm like, I'm done, I'm going home.
Yeah.
And then I had a nice meal in the evening, and things got better and got my good feeling today. But having them ready and on hand, because I
Yeah.
saw it coming on.
Okay.
And she's even like, don't you got some oils in your purse? Don't you have one of your protein bars in your purse? And I'm like, yeah, I have both, but I didn't even have enough brain to open my purse and get them out. But she was there and she helped me. So yes, seeing the trigger, and then I just sat and did breathing on the park bench, and till a taxi
Good.
came by, and she's like, I'm getting you a taxi.
Power blood sugar.
Yeah, it was hangry is not good.
No,
No,
it isn't.
place to be.
Mhm.
But I did fuel myself with good stuff when I, got home and had the chance, because I was like, I wanted to just fall my face into a bowl of chocolate mousse, but good thing I didn't have any.
Never,
Good.
you never allow yourself to get hungry, guys. That is my number one rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Is you will never have control if you allow yourself to be
Yeah.
hungry. Famished is the worst place to be. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid to eat.
Yeah,
Now,
everything's offline. Bleep, bleep, bleep.
yeah, but
Mhm.
now, Carrie, you sound like you had your awarenesses too, and you know about
Mm.
your hangries too. But
Yeah, and I did some good sessions and a couple hours of breathing. I mean,
And the-
hours, guys, not minutes, hours.
the other thing I've learned for myself is when I heard you say this, I overcommitted, or I had overcommitted. I had too much. I'd said yes too many times to too many things, and now I'm like in my own time crunch, and I'm like, this is my own creation, because it sounded like that happened a little bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. My heart was willing and then my flesh was weak, and I wanted to help out, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. I can do that. And it's like with chronic illness, I don't know what my boundaries are from one day to the next, or my, moderation in my limits. And I did too much. And I
Yeah.
told her, I said, with my friend that was there, like, I did too much. I just cannot even one step more.
Yeah, we have to be really careful with our yeses. If we go to the quadrants in Stephen Covey's quadrants. Quadrant
Mhm.
2, not important, not urgent. The yes man disappoints himself before disappointing others. He'll always say yes, and you'll end up in big trouble. You live your life.
And you'll end up like me, curled up on a ball on a park bench. And the
That's-
drunk was just on the other park bench. So
Learn to let your no come faster than your yes.
Yeah.
No for now is instead of yes and regret. No for now, and I'll get back to you tomorrow on that.
Yeah.
You know what? Give me an hour. Let me sleep on it. I'll let you know tomorrow morning. Is that okay? Yes for now. No for now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
yeah,
Yes. that's
pause
good.
button. That's why there's a pause button.
Pause button. Mhm.
Yes.
How about
Yeah.
you, Sandy? What's going? Mary G, we're so glad you're here. And I know Mary is iPhone, so I'm so happy you're here, Mary. Sandy, what about you? What's a win for you? Thank you for sharing, Andrea, by the way.
Unmute, Sandy.
Thank you.
Okay. Wow. I am in a stage of overwhelmed. I'm looking in every room of my house, and it's stacked with boxes of my mom's stuff that I had to clean out of her apartment this week. Now I have to deal with.
Oh,
We just before this morning we turned in everything and had the final walkthrough at the apartment. So it's behind us, but all this stuff to deal with. The major piece of furniture got donated yesterday. She's 8 miles away. She thinks I'm supposed to be with her 24/7. And I did say, no, I can't do that.
Good.
I'm
Good for
coming to
you.
visit you every day. I'm taking care of your business many hours a day that you're not seeing, but I cannot be here all the time. Because when I am there, all she has to say is, I just want to die. I want to be done. I don't want to be here anymore. Yeah, I am on and on and on and on. Never really anything pleasant or positive. Now,
She just realized the impact
yesterday,
that has on you emotionally, right?
yesterday, we drove 30 miles to pick up a friend of hers to drive him to her for a visit. And I sat in the other room and I said, I'm going to be over there. You two have a conversation and visit with each other. Because if I'm in the room, it's constantly telling me what to do, like the same patterns. So I just removed myself. I'm feeling sad about, I signed up for the walking thing, and the sunrise walk, I actually got up at sunrise and did the walk. I never get up at sunrise, but the other days, every other day, I have done nothing on the chart. But you know what? I've been running up and down halls, up and down stairs, hauling boxes. I just can't do it all. And
Guess
so
what, Sandy? That works. Just
Yes.
that
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
walking. You don't have to
Yeah,
follow the
you're
chart.
you're in the game. It's
Yeah.
just someone else changed the rules right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
walking, not out, like I'm not doing a 20-minute walk, but I'm constantly moving stuff
No.
and
yeah.
stuff.
Do not make yourself wrong for that. I couldn't do stairs the other day. I wasn't even in a place with stairs, right? So it's okay. You just pivot. You're doing the action. You're fine.
Okay, and my whole body hurts so bad. I can barely move. I am in so much pain. I've been sleeping good. I'm shocked with everything that's going on that I'm dealing with. I'm sleeping, but my body hurts so bad I can barely drag myself down the hall. It's just,
Wow.
and it's surprising me because I was walking 5 miles a day and I was feeling great, and all of a sudden, I don't know what happened.
But
I think it's,
forward movement walking and carrying boxes because you're
Yeah.
stressed out are
Yeah, I was
different.
gonna say the stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's trapped in there.
yeah.
Mhm.
Stress.
And I'm not doing the every 2 hours, but yesterday I had a half an apple with some peanut butter for breakfast because it was protein. I cut the other half and brought it in a bag. And we were working. So I said, Steve, you want a couple pieces of apple? He took a couple pieces of apple. I took a couple pieces of apple as a little snack because I was like, it's been 5
Something.
hours. I have had nothing to eat. I need to do
Yeah.
something. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
doing the best
it's
I
an
can with-
extreme situation.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Under extreme stress, guys, eating and hydration will be the best thing you can do. Really.
and I'm trying to have the bottle in the car, and then I forgot to bring it into where I was working. I don't know. I have good intentions, and then it doesn't really follow through. But
Well,
I am doing the very best I can, trying to keep my
Yes,
emotion
you are.
in check,
Yeah.
because it's so hurtful to constantly hear she wants to die. I ask her questions about her happiest time. I have this little book to ask questions. What's the happiest time in your life when she was a teenager? Did you have any happy moments since you were married and had kids? Oh yeah, I was okay. Twins were a lot of work, but they were kind of, it's just like everything about
Yeah,
me
yeah.
was not happy for her. So that makes me feel kind of
That
sad,
hurts.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't, it's been a kind of a roller coaster. I thought asking the questions and getting answers would be helpful for both of us because it gets her mind off of complaining. But some of the answers were just kind of a surprise, so that now I have
Yeah.
to deal with. So I
Yeah.
don't, and now she wants to plan her funeral, so I have to go pick up the pastor 40 miles away to drive him out there because he doesn't have a car, so
And
they
it
can
just-
plan the funeral.
yeah, just remember the fine art of detachment. You know, she's actually dying. She's not in her right mind, right? So
Right.
we have to allow people grace for not having the right mind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She just needs your space and your great, like Dr. Anderson on that slide, allow space around it, create awareness. It's
Yeah.
not about Sandy. It's not that she doesn't bleed and love you to the ends of her soul. She's just not in her right mind.
Yeah, that's true.
And she has the patterns there that are still stuck, right? She's still doing them to the end.
And she's still dwelling on a sister and a niece that she has had has had negative feelings for 50 years, and she will not let it go.
Yeah,
She just will not let it go.
it's sad. Sad. It's sad.
Yeah, some want to make peace at the end and some don't.
Yeah.
all I can say
She
is
is making her choices.
at the end of the day, I want to slide into that grave without any regrets, without any grudges, and without any no regrets and no grudges. That I don't think I couldn't
Me
think of a
too.
thing that's worse. But you know
Right.
what? People do it all the time, and you got to let her do it. It's her.
Yeah.
It's her baggage.
And then it's hard because all the stress is just putting me on edge, and Steve and I are yelling we don't do this, yelling at each
Right.
other and saying ugly things, and it's, oh my gosh, it's just
Sandy,
Yeah,
what you-
transition to hospice is the hardest thing
But-
ever.
but we're
So
still
I
getting
just
up
want you to
every
know,
morning.
Sandy, I've been praying for you and for your mom, and I still am.
thank you.
breathe more,
To know that.
breathe more, hug
We
more,
all are.
hug each other more, and breathe more. Give
Mhm.
yourselves this self-soothing. It will help you. I promise.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so I just told him this yelling is not helping. I mean, I said, I'm having a hard time with this. Just be kind, please. Just
More hugs.
fight
More
with
hugs.
me, but it has to go in the garbage now. Please, no. I can't think about throwing things now. I have to give
Right.
it some time, and I'll get rid of it. I promise you I'll get rid of it, but I can't do it this week. This
More
week,
hugs.
I'm just emptying the apartment because that's the
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went through last year of getting rid of whole basement full of stuff, so.
Yes, I mean, we've downsized her apartment 3 times in the last 9 months. And it all ended up here, and then I get it straightened out, and then it happens again.
And you'll get through this. You'll
Oh,
get
yeah.
There's,
that's the
there's
thing.
no right and wrong way. You just breathe and you take your time, Sandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do know that it will be behind me one day. Going through it is awful, but it's going to be behind me, and it's going to be
Mhm.
fine. And I do know that. And I've told her repeatedly, don't worry about me. I'm a strong woman, and I am going to be fine.
Mhm.
I'm going to be
Good.
fine.
Good.
And I learned
Because-
something in dealing with one of a loved one, if you don't mind me sharing my experience. When they're negative and they're dictating what they want, the only way I could handle it, it was like taking a notebook and writing down everything they want done. Okay, is that what? Okay, we'll do this. So what else do you want? Okay, you said you want me to take it. Okay, so now it's not an argument. It's just me taking notes of everything you want done, and then read it back. So let me read it back to you. So you want this, 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 and this, and they say, oh yeah, okay, oh, all right, you got it. Is there
That's
anything
great.
else you want me to do?
But
And they said, well, I want this done. Okay, let me write it down. And
Yeah.
now
you
what do?
validate and honor them.
all of her anger, put it on a piece of paper. You're calm. You're going to get rid of it when you want to. But in her mind, you have followed through.
Yeah.
And then you repeat it back to her, and mommy, I'll make sure all these things are done. Is there anything else before I leave today? No, okay. That's it. See, that pressure is off of you.
Yeah. And see, the
That's
other
good,
piece
Andrea.
that
You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it helped me. Because you're going to be upset with her. She wants this and she wants that. But when you start writing, because in her mind, you are physically doing something.
Don't
Even if you didn't physically get up.
Actually,
Yeah.
Andrea, this is what we've been doing for years. She makes me write a list of all of her wants and needs. This is going on forever.
She makes
what
you write the list. Okay.
Yeah, but what I finally remembered, or what I finally realized, is she has lost control of everything in her life. She
Yeah.
chose to, but she's lost control of everything. So if she wants to have that phone 2 inches to the right from where I left it, that's the only thing she has power over.
Ah.
It's the only thing left.
And you
Yesterday, she asked for a table. I went to the nurse's station. Could you bring her
Yeah.
a table? You took away her nightstand. She has no place to put her phone except on the bed.
you
Yeah.
must
They
detach
brought-
the insanity.
Yeah, they brought a
Yeah.
table, and then she called me and said, "Why did you have them bring me a table? I don't want a table." I'm sorry. I thought you wanted a table. You could just say no. If you don't want it, send it back. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
But you did your part. Yeah.
She asked for it. I got it, and then she didn't
There
want it.
you go.
Yeah. It can change, but I like that, Andrea. Validate and honor
Yeah.
and write it down.
Yeah.
You have done your part.
Validate,
It's
honor,
focus on what you can.
detach. Validate, honor, detach,
And
detach,
then you
detach.
detach because you're not attached to it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
It helped. It was like a breather for me. To echo myself. It was a breather. Whew.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. And we can do that for ourselves too. What's in my head? Make a list. What is
Me
going
too.
on in here? Make a list. Write
Good.
it
And
down.
it might change tomorrow, but
Yeah.
then you can do it again.
Or next hour, or
Yeah. I
Exactly.
might
In her
be
next
able-
minute. Yep.
I might be able to handle that one. Well, no, I can't handle that yet. Like Sandy's saying,
Yeah.
I can't handle that one yet, but I can handle that one. And
Yeah.
everything else has to wait because I can only do so much in one day, right?
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
good.
listen
That's very
to
good.
yourself too. Yep, absolutely. I'm a huge believer. I know Mary G is too. She's a big journaler. So, and Mary, and congratulations to Mary S because she has recommitted and she's definitely back in the game and she's getting on calls like you, Andrea. She's
Mhm.
like, I need the community. I need the education. I need this in my brain. I can't do it by myself. None of us can. That's why we're here. And Roxy, bravo. You're leading the walk strong. Margot, you're doing Margot saved her own foot from diabetes. Woohoo!
Yes.
Yay.
Daisy
Very,
coming
that's
out
wonderful.
way.
Wonderful.
Roxy's got a whole group of Spanish that she's leading and she's loving. She's
like at least a dozen by now or more.
Yeah,
Yay, Roxy rocks.
Yeah.
yep, and committed, right?
I heard your stories. I mean, my mother is far away, but I mean, I think we're gonna happen. It's gonna happen at any time. So I have more. And listening your stories, I can be prepared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, be
Yeah.
prepared for it, because it all
Yeah, and
happens.
even though
It
we're all in
happens.
different places, it's nice to know we do have this community. We are all here for each
Yes.
other.
Mhm.
Yes, thank you.
Roxy's lead strong. Margot, did you have a win of the week you want to share quick? We were over time, but
Just the reminder of the workbooks. And you know, when I first started, I didn't think I needed them. And I started in the program and was doing really well, and then started to plateau out. And I went, and then one snowy day, I thought, well, nothing else to do. So I'm going to pick up one of these workbooks and look and see what it's all about. Changed everything for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And from that time on, now when I go in that dark place, I just pick up the workbook. And sometimes it doesn't even going for something specific, just reading any of the elements or
Yes.
reading something in
Yes.
Habits of Health from Dr. Anderson just lifts me back up and tells me why I'm doing this and why I am important to me. And it
Yeah.
gets me
Love
going again.
yeah.
So that
Lo-
was,
Love
and they
you.
reiterated that on Monday night, just, using those workbooks as a tool, a support, almost like a second friend
Yeah.
that you can go to when you need something fresh. And it's always, for whatever reason, I could have read it 10 times. It's like I'm reading it new again.
It's fresh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Love
you need it
yourself.
now.
Love yourself enough to use your tools, gang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plug in into all
I love
your-
that, Margot. I'm important to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Self-care is
that's
not
right.
selfish. That's proof of it. See, and that's why we're all here, because we're taking
Okay,
care.
I want to tell you something. My book used to be buried. Now it's in reach. The next step is to open and read. No, the next step will be to open and read it. I'm getting
Is
closer.
that a bookmark?
Yeah,
Good for you, Sandy.
I was in element 14 once upon a time. So there it is.
Good. Good
There
girl.
it is. It
It's
made
in
it to the
reach.
top of the pile.
Yeah.
And it matches.
And Sandy,
Yeah.
what's great is element 14 doesn't change. You do. Because when you
Uh-huh.
read it this time, it'll have a whole new meaning.
Mhm. Dig yours out too, Andrea. It will
Boom.
be an addition for
Oh.
where you're at too.
Really? Me
Yeah.
too. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that book out
Awesome.
too. I'm
All right. Love yourself enough to listen to the recordings if you didn't. And we gotta go. We're over time. And I love you. And I will see you. We'll see you next week.
Love
Okay.
you
Hugs
guys.
and prayers for everybody.
Bye.